How is it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. It is a beautiful, fairly breezy day down here today in the Florida Keys. To catch up to speed, since we got back from the Bahamas, it's pretty much been nothing but wind. It's the same thing every day. It's been blowing like 15 to 20, which is pretty uncommon for the summertime. I'm starting to get a little land sick, and the fridge is empty. We've got no fish in the fridge. So today I'm actually going to do a shore dive. I get a lot of questions about this. I'm going to do a shore dive today, and what that means is I'm going to put in from shore. I'm not going to use a boat. I'm just going to swim from shore, and hopefully we'll spear some fish. I may end up at the bridges. I'm going to drive around and see what some of the water looks like. With the wind, it's probably stirred up in a lot of places. But I did want to do one of these videos because I get so many questions. Anytime I dive near the mangroves or near shore, I get questions about the legality of it. And not all the regulations are the same throughout the Keys. Some areas you can spear near shore and some you can't. So I'll put up some links. And once we get in the water, I'll do some narrative, and we'll talk about, the legality of where you can and can't spear near shore down here. But that is the plan today. I'm going to run downstairs, grab my gear, and we'll hop in the truck and drive around and see what we can find. So I do my best not to expose areas when I'm making these videos, but shore diving can be a little difficult. If you're local, there's a good chance you may recognize some of the areas that I go to today. I don't know exactly where I'm going yet, but if you recognize where I'm at, don't leave it in the comments. I'm not going to think you're cool. I'm probably just going to delete it. Sharing areas online is the best way to ruin them, and it's nothing personal to everyone else. It's just when hundreds of thousands of people watch these videos, I can ruin areas or things really quickly. So I want to avoid that at all costs. If you know where I'm at, don't leave it in the comments. But yeah, we're gonna head out. I'll go over my gear once we get there. I don't know where I'm going yet, so once we get there, I'll go over everything that I've got with me. So I've been driving around for a bit. Water didn't really look like what I wanted it to. Pretty murky on some of the open water spots, and it's pretty windy for anything facing south. So I moved along, and I am at a bridge now, and it actually looks pretty good. The water looks okay. It looks clear enough definitely to dive. It looks calm enough, and it looks like the current's not too bad today. We're in between moon phases, so the current shouldn't be that bad. We'll talk about some of that stuff during the dives as well over the narrative, but I like this spot. We're gonna get suited up. We're gonna hop in. All right, so I've got all the basics, obviously, that you need to go normal diving. I'm actually gonna bring two guns because I can't really tell. The water looks kind of in between clean and dirty. So I'm gonna bring the Grover and the Koa 90, and I've got a little clip here so I can clip one gun off when I'm not using it. But the main difference here is I bring a float because you need to have a dive flag on you. This is the Koa float. It's got a little dive flag attachment here. I've got about 15 feet of rope, and I like to have a weight on the end because I don't want to swim around with this constantly. I like to be able to drop it, swim around the buoy, and then move down. But yeah, that is all my gear. Welcome back underwater, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Just to be clear, I had planned on bringing the Koa 90 with me and clipping it off on the buoy, but I knew I wasn't going to use it because it was so murky. So I just left it on the bottom. I don't want to leave it on the shore, just in case anybody came by. I'm sure they'd grab it. But to keep YouTube land real, this whole diving segment took about 2.5 hours. So while I'm swimming around, the first half of this video I didn't see much at all. It's only a couple minutes, but while I'm swimming around, I'll talk about some of the regulations that apply to what I'm doing, or that could hypothetically apply to what I'm doing this day. So one of the questions I always get when I do these videos is, how are you spearing in state waters? It says you can't spear in state waters in the Keys. And another one says is you can't spear near bridges in the Keys. So there's a document. I'm going to put a link in a pinned comment for the document. It's easily you can easily find it on Google, but I'll put a link in there. For some reason, people like to ask me questions instead of Googling stuff. But this is what it says on the document. This is Monroe County spearfishing regulations. It says spearfishing is prohibited in state waters from Long Key north to the Miami-Dade County line. And that from Long Key is the Long Key Bridge. I believe it's about mile marker 65-ish or so. And state waters is 3 nautical miles on the Atlantic side and 9 nautical miles on the Gulf side. So you cannot spearfish within those distances, and that's from the nearest point of land. And another regulation that could apply is spearfishing near bridges. And what it says online is you cannot spearfish within 100 yards of a public swimming beach, any commercial or public fishing pier, or any part of a bridge from which public fishing is allowed. Now, I am diving near a bridge, correct, but I'm not diving near a bridge that you can publicly fish from, so there's no issue there. Hopefully that clears some questions a lot of you have up about spearfishing inshore. So like I said, I swam around first 30 minutes. I didn't see a single fish. I almost turned around and went back to the truck. I had not seen anything. And I came to this submerged pile of debris. It looked like it fell off the bridge previously. And there were mangroves all over the place. And at first it was a lot of small ones. But the more I worked around, I started to see a few bigger ones. So I wanted to be patient, kind of hang out and camp a little bit, so to speak, and see if I could get any bigger ones to come in and give me a look. It was really difficult to see. The camera makes it look a little cleaner than it was. It was really dirty this day. And something I also want to say is there's a lot of dilapidated old bridges down here. Do not dive under any section of a bridge that's crumbling. This section had already fallen. Everything was clear. There was nothing hanging over me. Just if you're going to dive around the older bridges, just don't go under the sections that are falling apart, please. No fish is worth your life. But yeah, I swam up, started seeing a few more bigger fish, and you know with mangroves, when I have them rush me like that, a lot of times I'm going to park it and just watch and see if any bigger ones will come in, because a lot of times you've got all those fish swirling around you. The other fish can sense the commotion, and it's going to make any fish in the area, especially bigger ones, a little curious to come in and check you out. So that's what I was doing here, just waiting to see if any bigger ones would show up. And they slowly started to show up. There's a few shooters here kind of in and out. I just wasn't super comfortable with the shot. And this really nice one comes in, turns broadside, and I took a shot and hit it right where I wanted to. Stoned it actually, which that's my favorite shot if I can help it. But started off really slow. Like I said, I literally almost turned around at one point, and I just kept swimming and got lucky and found a few fish. And it's actually interesting. I've been shooting DJI cameras for the past few years, and they normally do really, really well. And not that this is a problem, it's just it was so murky, the camera white balance couldn't auto adjust. You can see sometimes it's green, sometimes it's brown, depending on which way I'm facing. It was really having trouble figuring out what it was looking at. You can see the colors changing there. So I shifted over just a bit. I didn't have any shooters come back in after I shot the first one. So I shifted over just a little bit, and this got me good. When I was loading the gun, I guess I hit the safety back over, and you'll see me line up and kind of lean into this one. Nice big one, right there. I hit the trigger and nothing happened, and man, I was frustrated. Once I'm in hunting mode, I normally take my safety off, and somehow I turned it back on there, but I've seen that happen more than a few times with people. Always a bummer. This particular clip reminds me of my Indian River Port Canaveral days. Just that like eerie dark water shooting at shadows. Another nice snapper, gave me the broadside, took the shot. If you're not familiar, I grew up in Titusville. I used to spear the Indian River. That's kind of how I got my real start into what I do today, but I love this. I don't mind the murky water. It's what I was born and raised in. Another nice mangrove. Always brain and bleed. And because I didn't have a stringer, I like to, depending on where I hit the fish, sometimes I'll take them off and loop them through the lip. That way they sit on the gun a little easier. But just be careful, especially around the bridges down here. A lot of times there's sharks. I really didn't have that much trouble this day. I had one shark issue towards the end of the video. Actually a pretty frisky one, but not normally as many as you see when you're around the bridges. But just be careful. And something else to consider is bridges down here, a lot of them are going to have heavy current. Check the tides, always have a buddy, a float plan. Like if you're going to do it, if you made up your mind and you're going to do it, I know you're not going to listen to me, but just be smart about it. The tides that sweep through some of these bridges will just take you right away. I don't care if you've got fins or a scooter or what it is. A lot of water moves through. So same story, came around another corner, lots of nice fish. There's some decent ones coming in and out. I'm just parking it and waiting to see if they'll get curious and come in and give me that shot. When you're working a school this big, it can be really difficult not to get what I call puppy fever. And what I mean is there's so many fish, so many targets, it can be really difficult to size them up individually, look at them, trying to track them all at the same time. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll almost stare straight forward through the school and kind of zone out and just wait for something to catch my eye. Sit completely still, but when you do that, you really got to be ready to swing and fire. So this one, for example, you see this big one comes in, I swing, fire, don't hesitate, and I got a great shot on it. Does it always work? No, but it's very, very difficult, in my opinion, to sit there and look at each fish individually when there's 300 fish sitting in front of you and try to size them all up and you're trying to track them all at the same time. After 3 nice mangroves, I decided that's enough. We don't need any more than that, so decided to grab my buoy and I'm going to start heading back. We don't freeze fish. I like to come out and get it fresh. I have that luxury, thankfully. But I'm starting to head back, grab my buoy, and I turn around. Nurse shark startled me a little bit. Wasn't expecting to see it. And typically I don't have an issue with nurse sharks. Now I continue to swim on maybe another 100 yards. I haven't seen the shark. And I actually unloaded my gun, and for some reason I went to load it again and I stopped and I turned my camera on. I don't know why. I literally just, for whatever reason, I decided to. And right when I turned my camera on, there is a nurse shark behind me grabbing a hold of my fish, and I didn't realize it until after I heard the sound. And you can see this thing is hungry. And I don't think nurse sharks are aggressive. They're a predator. It can smell my fish. It's not trying to attack me. It just wants to eat, just like I am. I'm out there trying to find stuff to eat. But they will at times be very persistent, you could say. And you can see this one, it can smell my fish, it knows, it's got a taste of it now, so it is adamant about coming back to harvest whatever it got a bite of. And it just wouldn't leave me alone. This isn't uncommon. I've had it happen a few times, and you can expect this on occasion if you're, willing to drag fish around like I am. But it was pretty funny. Just kept on, and I don't want to hurt the shark. He's just, like I said, he's just trying to feed like I am. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to poke him in the gills, somewhere sensitive that'll piss him off and make him leave and be like, hey, maybe this isn't worth it. But I thought that was pretty funny. I definitely have had it happen before. I haven't had it happen a whole lot on camera. I've had a couple of them actually come up on my back and like on my belly when I've had fish clipped to me. But I powered through it, kept swimming, and eventually lost it. And all is well that ends well. Well, that was pretty awesome and unexpected. Some really nice mangroves there. Hopefully you can hear me. I swam around probably 30 minutes before I saw even a single snapper. And to be completely transparent, I've never dove this bridge before. Bridges aren't really a secret, but there are only certain ones you can dive, and you got to be really careful when you're diving them because a lot of them will have really bad current. You got to watch the tides and all that stuff. But yeah, never dove this one before. Really cool. I think my camera was on when that nurse shark came in and grabbed this. I couldn't believe it. I saw the nurse shark earlier. He seemed like he was curious, like he was going to follow me, but I wasn't too concerned about it, and I got about halfway back to the truck. And I heard a funny sound. I turned around, he was just chomping on my mangrove, and luckily I got away. Just got one little bite out of it, but I'm pretty stoked. That was pretty awesome. 3 really nice mangrove snapper. I don't need any more than that for the week. But I'm done here. Got a new spot for the books. And we're gonna get these packed on ice and head back to the house. I'll see you in a bit. For anyone who may be interested, I wanted to drop some info about a sale that Ginu Boats, which is what I run around the backcountry in a lot of my videos. They are doing a sale this 4th of July from now until July 9th. It is a first come, first served scenario. They are doing $500 off all of their 2024 13 and 15.4 model Ginus. If you would like more information, you can reach out directly to them, ginumfg@aol.com. Feel free to tell them Key West Waterman sent you. Or if you want to check out any of the other models that they have, check out their website, www.ginu.net. To give you a little bit more information on them, I have quite the history with Ginu. I've been fishing Ginu boats for probably 30 years. I'm only 36. The first one I ever fished was actually a 15.4. We used to bass fish out of it in Ocala and the St. Johns River in Titusville, where I grew up. And I've slowly worked my way all the way up to an 18 Super. I fished the 16 Super, Mosquito Lagoon, redfish and trout. The 15.4 and the 13 models, they are great starter boats. If you're on a budget or if you've got younger anglers that want to get out on the water, you can actually put a motor on the back, or you can run it off a trolling motor. We used to flounder gig out of them, all kinds of stuff. They're light enough. The 15.4 and the 13s, you can pick them up with 2 people, put them in the back of the truck, strap them on the roof rack, so they're a very versatile boat. Pond, stream, rivers, backcountry, shallow water, they do it all. They're a great versatile boat. So be sure to go down there and check it out. Again, if you have any questions, email them directly, ginumfg@aol.com. They are made in America, family-owned business since 1970, located in Titusville, Florida, where I grew up. So be sure to tell them Key West Waterman sent you. That is all I have. Let's get back to the video. Mango tree doing good. It's amazing how much cooler it is in the shade. But you guessed it, I'm going to let those fish rest. At least for the afternoon. I may fillet them tomorrow, we'll see. But I've got some office work to do for the afternoon. Nice little morning dive, can't complain. It's a beautiful life. I'll see you in a bit. Tuna, what are you doing? How did you know I just got fish out? You're good, man. You are good. Alright. So tonight, we're going to do some rice and beans and fish. And a lot of times I fillet these. We eat the carcasses. Sometimes you do skin on, sometimes I do the heads. It just depends. I mainly fillet them because I know the most common thing people that are watching are doing with fish is going to be filleting them. But a lot of times, like tonight, I want the skin on one of these. Maybe 2 of them. And it is a lot easier to scale them before you gut them, but I didn't realize that I was going to leave the skin on, so I had already gutted them, and it's a habit for me to gut them in the water. But that's okay. Scales off. I'm going to take the fillet off. If you've never had fish skin on, you can get it to crisp up properly. It is a very, very nice texture. But it does depend on the fish. A lot of fish have different skin. Some are really thick, some are thin, some are probably too thick to eat. I always wondered about doing something like cobia. Like, could you even scale and eat cobia skin? Probably not. Just take the ribs out. And yes, we are still waiting on our dock permit. It has been, I'm trying to think, maybe November or December of 2023. Patiently waiting. Because once we get the new dock, we can put the new fillet table out there. And all of that, but... Oh, look who it is. If I can find something here, Toon Dog. Come here. Ah, leave that lizard alone. I'm gonna give you a piece of fish if you leave alone. Come here. Hey. There you go. That's Tuna. He loves fish. You can pull these pin bones out with tweezers. Just depends on the game plan. Feeling kind of lazy today, so I'm just gonna cut them right out. There we are. Mangrove snapper fillet, skin on. I'll see you in the kitchen.
Jean, who's that?
What y'all doing?
Some grass time. Jean, look. Is it Daddy?
Some grass time. Turned out to be a beautiful evening. It's time for some dinner. So I think I said it. We're gonna have some rice and beans tonight with our fish. So I am gonna get started. We've got some rice already going, just on a simmer. Uh-oh, something's open. So we'll get started on our beans. This is what you're gonna need. White onion, some garlic, already peeled. I've got 2 cans of black beans and a green bell pepper. Let's get to chopping. So we're gonna get the sides ready first. The fish is the easy part. We're just gonna pan sear it, skin on. But the beans and the rice take a little bit longer. Just making regular, I guess it's Mexican rice, the red rice. Gonna dice these onions. That is an angry, very angry onion. The second I sliced into that thing, holy moly. Just gonna grate our garlic.
Oh, look at that bubble.
So Madeline is in the sourdough phase of her life.
I am, yeah, the sourdough era.
The bread making era.
We are on our last stretch and fold before I let it sit for a couple hours and then put it in the fridge.
If you've got any bread tips.
Yeah, I'm definitely, this is my third.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying if anyone
No,
is an expert bread maker out there.
Please help. This one's going to be a roasted garlic loaf because that's what Aaron loves.
Anything garlic.
Yeah, anything garlic. But I'm looking to make like a dessert loaf soon. Some sort of like blueberries,
Cinnamon rolls?
Cinnamon roll. This is our starter.
Now we're talking. Oop.
You don't want to meet our starter?
Sure.
Our starter, his name, can I say his name?
I don't know. We'll just keep this a mystery.
Okay, it's a mystery.
Everyone can guess what our starter's name is.
It's something punny.
Leave a comment. What do you think the starter name is? That rice smells done. My timer did. Oh my gosh!
What?
I just said it smells done and it had 4 seconds left.
Wow, babe, you're like such a cook.
I'm like a chef.
Angelica would be so proud. This is
Yeah, so I learned this rice recipe from a good friend of mine, Angelica. If you're watching, Angelica, thank you.
She gifted us the stuff too.
I think it looks like I did it right.
Pretty perfect. Let me try it.
Oh, and you have to let it rest 10 minutes.
It's not like
Go
steak.
back to flipping and rolling.
Flipping and rolling.
You know what I would really love? So if we could like cut this right here, put an island in the middle, and the stove in the middle, put the camera on that side. It would be hunched over the microwave. All in good time, I suppose. We're gonna start our beans. A little bit of olive or avocado oil. Just get it a little bit warm. And all we're gonna do is cook these down. We're gonna make these loaded beans. And especially the garlic, when you're browning it, you just want to keep it moving. Otherwise it's gonna burn. You don't want it to burn. I don't know know why I do that. When I'm mixing things into a pot that are all going in together, I do them individually, like I did the garlic and the green pepper, instead of just doing one big. I don't know. And we're just going to keep those moving. Cook them down a bit.
Do you need help with anything?
Can't say that I do. So I can't remember if I said it. Beans, we're going to drain. We drained the juice out. A little bit of garlic salt. Just bring them up slowly, don't burn them. Now for the easy part. We're gonna cook our fish. Since we're doing skin on, I'm gonna chop it into little chunks. For the life of me, I cannot cook a whole fillet with the skin on and keep it from curling up. So these are a little bit thinner fillets. I'm going to do salt, pepper on the skin side. A little bit of salt on the fillet side, and then we'll do some blackening on the fillet side as well. You guessed it, cast iron, smoking hot. Literally. I don't think that was hot enough. Need it more. Oh, I had it on medium. What am I doing over here?
Wow, babe.
Rookie. We want that cast iron so hot that it's going to crunch that skin up. Give it some nice texture like a tortilla. So something else it'll do when you do the skin on is it'll curl and it'll create little pockets under the fish. So like the edges will be cooked, but the interior of the skin won't. It'll kind of curl up and create a little pocket in there. And sometimes you just got to hold them down for a minute. Pretty much all the way done on that side. Just a quick flip. There we go. Alright,
Wow.
so you've got to be...
I've never had rice and beans like this with fish.
Why?
I don't know.
You got to live a little more.
Well, it looks beautiful, babe. Plate's a little big, but...
Oh, I got queso fresco too. I know we don't want to do it on refried,
Queso
but
fresco. Queso fresco.
what accent was that?
I'm sorry, I just realized we're on
We're on TV.
we're recording
We are not on TV.
on someone's TV.
All right. There we are.
Oh, yours looks good. I could eat that cheese just by itself.
You do eat it by yourself. By itself.
That's true.
I wish this vent would turn off behind me, but it is angry. Dig in, baby. Tell me what you think.
Well, I don't have a fork, I just realized.
I gave you a spoon. So you lost your spoon from there to there.
Oh. I was just gonna borrow your fork because I know you love to share.
I have no doubt that you planned on it.
Wow, it looks so good. Why do you have so much rice?
Wait till you taste it.
Alright.
This is probably gonna be blah blah. Oh, good, isn't it?
It's perfect. Like, okay, so you know how this type of rice, it's not, it's almost like a little dry, or I shouldn't say dry.
It's fluffy, but not moist.
And not like sticking together. Like they're like each individual. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Because I think Angelica told us you have to like brown.
Brown it first. I
Yes.
I didn't show the rice recipe. That's the first time I've ever made this type of rice. So I wasn't about to tell you guys how to make it.
But did you do that? You brown?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
It
I'm never doing it any other way ever again.
It tastes very similar. I won't say it tastes exactly like hers. Cause
Oh, not as good as Angelica's, but it's better than
Angelica
what I've
is
done in the past.
my stepmom. So yeah, she's Her cooking's so good.
She got some good
It's
stuff.
insane. I remember when I first brought you to meet them, and she made, I don't even know, it's like some sort of soup.
Oh, the chicken soup?
Yeah, it was like
it was
brothy.
like chicken tortilla something rather.
Yeah, it was like a tortilla soup with like all sorts of stuff in it, and Aaron was like, "What is this place?"
She always rocked it.
Yeah, she crushes it for sure. But anyway, sorry, back to your cooking. Bowl rice is perfect.
I try to pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Beans are always good.
The fish is banging too.
It looks good. Like the skin, like normally it curls
I am
off.
so pumped about the rice.
I know, me too. Because I feel like I only ever get it whenever she makes it.
It tastes legit.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna have to share the rice recipe next time.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't mention like any
Well,
of it.
I just said I had rice on the stove, but I didn't show them how to make. Again, I never
Try
done it. I wasn't gonna be like, hey, this is how I make rice every time.
Got it.
Wasn't gonna pretend, but I'll show you next time because it was good. Very easy.
Mmm.
The fish is good too.
Wow, fish are really good.
I'm so happy I tried it. I just love rice and beans. Like, you can't go wrong with rice and beans.
So good. Love it. Wow, thanks for learning how to make this, babe.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Angelica, for teaching me. You have anything you want to share with the world?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
You haven't asked me that in a long time, so
We'll be back next Monday. I'll have to think on it.
I kind of forgot that you asked me that, so.
Hopefully you can hear us. I can't believe that thing hasn't turned off yet. That vent just is angry about something. But that is all we have. We're going to stop rambling. I'll share the rice recipe next time. It was very simple. You just brown it in oil, and then you add this whole packet and water and steam it.
Brown the uncooked rice
Yes.
in oil. Not after it's cooked. Yeah. Now you crushed it, babe. Oh, that's the oven. Ready.
What did you think? It was like a dessert or something?
I'm not sure. I got excited. I don't know. Maybe I thought it was the vent turning off.
It's like Pavlov's dog. First hour of the videos, I answer any comments. So if you have a question, get on there in the first hour. That is all we have. Thanks so much for your time. And we will see you on the next one.
Later.
I almost said it.
I know. I was trying to
Got me.
beat you.